This morning, if you're one of those baby boomers beginning to see the shades of gray, you don't want to miss this broadcast. Our age management doctor talks about how we can slow down the aging process.
This is the Emmy Award-winning 11 News Close-Up with your host, Marvin Scott.
Good morning. We've got two fascinating areas of discussion on today's program. The quest for the fountain of youth and celebrity mania, a trip down memory lane with a film critic who grew up with the stars. Just over 100 years ago, the average age expectancy was 47 years, imagine. Today, it's 78.3 years to be precise. Not only are we living longer, but we're living better and healthier. With increasing longevity, the oldest of the baby boomers this year reached 65, and they now comprise 1/4 of our population. By the year 2035, it's estimated 1 in 5 people worldwide will be 65 or older. Now, despite all the graying, we all strive to remain young, and this morning, our guest will tell us just how to do it. So, you may want to take notes this morning. Dr. Carlene Chinqui is a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist. She's shifted much of her practice to age management, functional medicine. She runs the Chinqui Center for Health and Wellness here in New York. Glad to have you on the show. We keep hearing about these medical commercials say, eat right, sleep right, exercise, don't drink, don't smoke, and you'll live forever. But there's a lot more to that, isn't there?
There is. It is known, that, let's face it, that aging is an inescapable fact of life. But looking old and feeling old is optional. And there's a growing awareness that much of our good health is a direct result of the choices that we make, of how we live our lives. And if we make the right choices, we can expect to look younger, feel younger, have great energy, have a sustained sexual function, and have a vibrant, productive, and independent life.
Make the right choices. Okay. Give us a couple of specifics. I got them taking notes out there this morning.
Well, proper nutrition. Proper nutrition is very important. It is how we fuel our cells. The over 75 trillion cells that we have in the body, if they are not functioning at their optimal best, then the foundation of our health is compromised.
Now, nutrition, are you talking away, staying off of meats and going to dairy or having a lot of yogurt? What are we talking about specifically?
Well, we're talking about eating whole, fresh, real foods with high fiber and plant-based. And we're talking about grass-fed lean meats and free-range poultry, nuts, seeds, legumes, and avoiding the chemicalized, devitalized, processed junk foods like the sugars and the refined flours and the inflammatory trans fats and saturated fats.
So the processed stuff is the poison.
There you go. The processed stuff is the poison.
Because if it's something that is not natural, there's something in it that's not good for us.
That is correct.
What other elements are there that we should feed into our daily lives that will keep us trim and fit and young?
Well, proper digestion is very important. The absorption of nutrients, digestion and absorption are fundamental requirements for optimal health. We need to be able to extract those nutrients from the foods that we eat so that the body functions efficiently.
Now, these are all what you call your 8 pillars of slowing the aging process. So you've covered nutrition and digestion. What else do you have?
Nutritional supplementation. Nutritional supplementation. A lot of baby boomers are now going to the health food store and consuming handloads of supplements, and that.
What kind of supplements? I mean, there are so many. So you go, it boggles your mind. I go into one of these vitamin stores and you look at shelf after shelf. You don't know what is going to do good for you and what's going to do harm for you. What do you recommend that is good for the body to maintain your good health and keep that young look and feeling?
Well, you know, I think I get this question asked a lot. It's, do we really need the vitamin supplements? And I have to tell you, in medicine, there's several camps. One is you don't need it at all, just eat those whole fresh foods and organic foods and you will get all the nutrients that you need. There, you know, if we said that in an ideal world, if we ate perfectly balanced, healthy meals, we would obtain all the nutrients that our body needs to operate efficiently. That's one thing. However, we all know that most people don't eat perfectly balanced, healthy diets. And also, there's another point: the soil is depleted. And our fresh fruits and vegetables are being sprayed with pesticides and herbicides. And our meats are being tampered with, in the sense of they are being treated with antibiotics and hormones.
As we age, we lose our energy, we sleep less. Women go through menopause, men go through, I think you call it andropause.
Yes.
And there's a lot of talk today about a hormone replacement.
Yes.
Is that something that is advisable? Is it healthy, or will it sustain our youth?
I think that hormones are vitally important in our overall good health. The hormones are actually chemical messengers. They travel through the bloodstream, they go to organs and tissues, and they regulate our body systems. So they are vitally important. And if hormones are out of balance, your body will not respond optimally, even if you have improved nutrition and exercise. So they're very, very important to our foundation of good health.
Now, heart disease and cancer are the primary causes of death. I think they account for 60% of all deaths. There have been many advances in the area of research. Also want to talk about Alzheimer's disease. We're going to take a break. We'll explore much more with Dr. Carlene Chinqui when Pixel 11 News Close-Up continues. Back with Dr. Carlene Chinqui. We're talking about trying to find that elixir of youth, the fountain of youth. There is no magic bullet out there, is there?
There is no magic bullet. I think that the key for us is, how do we make our bodies work better, longer, and in the process slow the aging process?
Okay, and Dr. Chinqui's best tip for that is?
It is all of the things that we have been talking about. It's the nutrition and proper digestion, the nutritional supplementation, exercise, properly prescribed, and it's also restorative sleep. You know, that rapid eye movement sleep that when you awaken, you are feeling refreshed. And it's stress management. And
now, I know you talk more about natural substances. Today, we seem to be overconsumed with medication, cholesterol, lowering drugs, the statins. Are they doing us more harm than good? They may be lowering the cholesterol, but they're creating other problems.
You're absolutely right. I think that, and there's statistics and studies that have shown that 50% of people who have heart attacks have normal cholesterol levels. So the statin drugs are lowering the cholesterol. The question is, the benefits of the statins, is it that, I think it's more that it's reducing inflammation, and that's an unintended side effect of the statin drugs, as opposed to just a lowering of the cholesterol.
Now, cholesterol produces so many things in the body, and one of the things I've learned, cholesterol produces testosterone.
Absolutely.
And also cholesterol levels change with your age, that you need a higher cholesterol as you age. Is that correct?
Cholesterol, that is absolutely correct. Cholesterol is extremely important because it is the precursor. It is what makes our sex hormones. Testosterone for men, estrogen and progesterone for women. It also makes our stress hormones. So if our cholesterol level is very low, then obviously you would not be able to make those hormones.
Produce those
and
hormones.
for men, we're looking at erectile dysfunction.
And statin drugs contribute to that.
Statin drugs contribute because...
So, all right, so you leave me perplexed, as I'm sure many of our viewers are perplexed out there. What do? Your doctor says you have to take a statin drug to lower your cholesterol. Other doctors tell you that's going to do more harm than good. Where do you go with it?
Well, I tell you, I think that you work very closely with your doctor. There are some people that have what we call the familial hypercholesterolemia, and so it's genetically inherited. For a lot of us, it is more environmentally based. It's the lifestyle. So adopting that healthy lifestyle, doing the exercise, eating, making more healthy choices, we are able to naturally keep our cholesterol in check, as opposed to using a pharmaceutical drug to lower our cholesterol.
Let's talk about Alzheimer's disease. There's been so many advances in it. There have been so many advances in the last couple of years. Where do we stand in the battle against Alzheimer's?
Well, you brought up a very important topic, because 1 in 8 Americans, older Americans, are facing Alzheimer's. We have about 5.4 million Americans. And I think in the future years, that number is projected to triple. This Alzheimer's is the progressive neurodegeneration of the brain. And we have no known cure at this time. I think the National Institute of Health are trying to get funding from the government to pursue more research, because this is mind-boggling, the numbers. There is a statistic that said that if we were able to postpone Alzheimer's by 5 years, that half of the nursing homes would be empty.
Are we any closer to finding the treatment, if not the cure?
We have no known cure at this point, and so the only option that we have is prevention. It is doing all the things. It is trying to decrease inflammation in the body, because we think inflammation and immune balance are at the root causes of modern chronic diseases. And I think we can start early to decrease inflammation. And things that causes inflammation, it's poor diet, poor sleep, lack of exercise, exposure to those environmental toxins that we've been. And so if we can decrease inflammation, perhaps we can have, maybe we can forestall getting to dementia, because inflammation, chronic inflammation, accelerates aging, and it causes the heart disease, the strokes, some cancers, and even dementia.
Is the silent killer.
Inflammation is a silent killer. That is correct.
Now, you have claimed that 8 out of 10 healthcare dollars are spent on diseases that are totally preventable. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. It's spent on heart disease, on stroke. It's spent on, arthritis. These are diabetes. These are preventable diseases. These are lifestyle diseases. If we are able to make those healthy choices regarding all of those 8 pillars that we're talking about of health, I think that we would have a better control on it. And again, the key, I think, for us in the 21st century is controlling inflammation, controlling the fires of inflammation in the body.
We today are looking a lot better than our parents did when they were our age. What would you leave us with, the best bit of advice from Dr. Carlene Chinque? Stay young, stay healthy, quickly.
Well, I think what we have to do is take care of the nutrition, make sure that we're digesting our foods well, getting proper supplementation, exercising, resting, sleeping well, and avoiding exposure to those environmental toxins, and balancing our hormones.
And that is what they say is a wrap. And I'm looking here because you have a website. I want to leave the folks with the website there, which is www.idealbalance.org. Okay.
That's
Dr.
correct.
Carlene Chinque, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.